What's up, Richard Simmons here. With the new Freaky Friday sequel coming out this week, Freaky Friday, I decided to go ahead and do my top 10 favorite body swap movies. Because I always do love a good body swap film where, like, someone goes, like, becomes another person, and another person becomes the other person, and all. They're usually always fun to check out, like, seeing the other actor trying to imitate the other actor and stuff like that. So here is my official top 10 favorite body swap movies. Alright. Number 10 is the film. Now, it's the film 17 again. This one, it's not the Zac Efron one, which I'll talk about here in a bit. This is the other 17 one that spelled, 7 and 2 there. This is the Disney Channel original movie that starred Sister stars Tiara and Tamara Mowry. Where, like, after a science experiment goes wrong, 17-year-old twins, Sydney and Willie Donovan, swap bodies with their grandparents as they also navigate each other's lives here. Teens at school and grandparents in the retirement home, and it is a really fun little comedy. It's been a while since I've seen it though, but I used to always get a kick out of this one as a kid. The Mowry sisters, I used to always like sisters, so they really play off each other very well. Seeing them always try to become like pretty much act like the grandparents, and the grandparents try to act like their grandkids was pretty fun here. You also had their brother Taja Mowry was also in this. So it had a little bit of a family affair. It is a really fun little comedy worth giving a go. They don't really air this holiday one nowadays, but it's a really good one there. All right, number 9 is The Hot Chick. Now this stars Rob Schneider and pre-Mean Girls star Rachel McAdams. It's really like this mean girl cheerleader named Jessica Spencer, played by Rachel McAdams, swap bodies with this crook named Clive, played by Rob Schneider. And after that magical earring mix-up, of course you have Rob Schneider, who becomes, of course, as Jessica in Clive's body tries to reclaim her life. She faces high school drama, learns humility and stuff. You even had a fun cameo by Adam Sandler. That was always pretty fun to see. You also had Anna Faris at the time when she was doing a scary movie. Matthew Lawrence. It was directed by Tom Brady. No, not that Tom Brady. A different Tom Brady. He was the one who directed Bucky Lawson a few years ago. I always quite liked The Hot Chick. It definitely had... I know Rob Schneider nowadays is a little controversial, but I still used to always get a kick out of Rob Schneider back in the days. And The Hot Chick was a really fun one. Seeing, like, Rob Schneider try to become, like, a female always cracks me up. Rachel McAdams, of course, I think this was actually, like, her first film, if I'm not mistaken, or did she do something beforehand? But I didn't really know this came out, like, 2 years before Rachel McAdams obviously became Regina George in Mean Girls. And she really was hilarious in this too. Anna Faris was great. It is a really good one worth giving a go. Alright, speaking of Adam Sandler, by the way, number 8 is The Cobbler. Now, The Cobbler stars Adam Sandler, and this is one of his more, like, serious flares. He plays, like, the shoe cobbler who discovers a magical stitching machine, sewing machine, that lets him become anyone by wearing their repaired shoes. And it's so fun to see Adam Sandler become Method Man, see Adam Sandler become Dan Stevens and all. You also have, like, Dustin Hoffman was in this. The Cobbler is a really underappreciated film. It's not like one of Sandler's best, nothing like that. But it actually was pretty charming here. Method Man really stole some scenes that he was in. It is a really hilarious comedy. Really showcased Sandler's dramatic chops too. Directed by Tom McCarthy, who also did Spotlight. It is a really good little film worth giving a go. Alright. Coming in at number 7 is The Change Up. Now, The Change Up stars Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman, where they play like best friends. Ryan Reynolds is, of course, a carefully slacker, while Jason Bateman plays a overworked lawyer, and they swap bodies after peeing in a fountain. And of course, Ryan Reynolds becomes Jason Bateman, and Jason Bateman becomes Ryan Reynolds. This movie came out the same year that Green Lantern came out, and this was actually the better Ryan Reynolds film that year. It is hilarious. One of Ryan Reynolds' most underappreciated films, in my opinion. Like seeing Ryan Reynolds become like Jason Bateman, and seeing Jason Bateman play like the slacker type role was pretty fun. You also had the late great Alan Arkin, Leslie Mann, Olivia Wilde. It's a really fun little comedy worth giving a go. I remember watching this one back in the years, all the way back in 2011. I had a fun time with this one. Obviously, it was before Deadpool, kicked in and stuff like that. But it really showcased how good, like how funny Ryan Reynolds could be and stuff. And I would love to see Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman do another film together. Those two had really good comedic timing. All right. Coming in at number 6 is Freaky. Now, I have a little soft spot for Freaky because it was actually the first movie I was able to watch in theaters back in 2020. Because when I went to visit, family for the holidays, out there, there was one like some theaters that was actually open there. So I was like, I haven't been to a movie theater since like March that year. So I decided to go watch Freaky. I had a fun time with Freaky. Of course, it's like Freaky Friday meets Scream, if you will. Where like high schooler Millie, played by Catherine Newton, swaps bodies with a serial killer, played by Vince Vaughn. And it is really hilarious to see like Catherine Newton pretty much play like a serial killer and taking out people and stuff. The kills are really fun. Vince Vaughn, trying to see him play like a teen girl is hilarious. Directed, of course, by a Happy Death Day director, Christopher Landon. It is a lot of fun, really hilarious. Really love the kills in it. It's really well worth a watch. I really wish they did a sequel, but who knows. Alright. Number 5 is 17 again. This is the Zac Efron one. This, of course, stars Zac Efron and the late Matthew Perry and the late Michelle Trachtenberg as well. You, of course, have Matthew Perry, who plays a 37-year-old stuck in middle life crisis, who magically transforms back into a 17-year-old self, played by Zac Efron. I really do quite like 17 again. Seeing, like, Zac Efron or Matthew Perry become Zac Efron is hilarious to check out. Seeing, like, Michelle Trachtenberg's character pretty much, technically hitting on her whole father inside, Zac Efron's body is really hilarious, too. It's sad that we lost two stars of this, Matthew Perry and Michelle Trachtenberg. R.I.P. to them both. You also have, the aforementioned Leslie Mann, who was in Change Up. She's also in this. She's hilarious. Thomas Lenz steals so many scenes. I really always quite enjoyed 17 again. Definitely had that big feel to it. And it's a really well worth a watch. Alright. Coming in at number 4 is 13 Going on Dirty. Now, of course, this stars Jennifer Garner, who was also in The Family Switch, which is actually terrible. And of course, this were in 1987. 13-year-old Jenna Rink wishes to be dirty, flirty, and driving. And of course, after her birthday wish, it comes true when she wakes up in 2004 as a 30-year-old. Of course, you had Jennifer Garner, Mark Ruffalo, Judy Greer, Andy Serkis. Krista Allen plays a young Jenna here. I really always quite like 13 Going on Dirty. The dance scene is always so iconic. Directed by Gary Winnick. He did a good job here. It's really hilarious. It is charming. A really decent coming of age tale as well, too. It is really well worth a watch. Alright. Coming in at number 3 is Face Off. Of course, starring John Travolta, Nick Cage, where FBI agent Sean Usher, played by John Travolta, undergoes experimental face swapping surgery to impersonate the terrorist, Castor Troy, played by Nick Cage. That's not his plot here. Like, seeing John Travolta become Nick Cage and Nick Cage become John Travolta is really cool to watch. These two really play off each other very well. Ever since then, there have always been, jokes about Nick Cage as John Travolta and John Travolta as Nick Cage. And Face Off definitely has some fun action to it. Directed by the great John Woo. It is a really high entertaining, one of the best action movies of the 90s. Well worth a watch. Where is the sequel? Beyond me. Alright. Coming in at number 2, we got the sequel coming out this week, and that is Freaky Friday. I could have also gone with the Jodie Foster one, but to be honest, the 2002 one is better in my opinion. Freaky Friday stars Lindsay Lohan as this rebellious teen, who of course her and her mom, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, as a swapping bodies after eating a magical fortune cookie. And of course, like Lindsay Lohan becomes Jamie Lee Curtis, and Jamie Lee Curtis becomes Lindsay Lohan. Of course, you have like Chad Michael Murray, Mark Harmon, the late Harold Good, some really good cast members here. And like seeing Lindsay Lohan, become like Jamie Lee Curtis, it's hilarious. Seeing Jamie Lee Curtis become like a teen really is funny at times too. It definitely has a fun laugh to it. Great performances by the two leads. Can't wait for Freakier Friday this week. Anyway, and my number one favorite body swap movie of all time is none other than Big. Directed by Penny Marshall, starring Tom Hanks, Robert Loggia, one of the most iconic, piano scenes of all time. It's of course where this 12-year-old named Josh Basket, frustrated of being a kid, so he wishes he could be big at a carnival fortune telling machine. And he wakes up as a 30-year-old man and must navigate adult life. It is really great, like seeing Tom Hanks become like a kid really is hilarious to watch. His iconic scene with Robert Loggia is great. I mean, Big is one of the best like Tom Hanks movies of all time. It's very heartfelt. It's hilarious. It is well worth a watch. Of course, you got the late great John Hurts in this, who obviously you might know him as Mr. McAllister from Home Alone. He's always good. I mean, Big is an '80s classic, well worth a watch. But that's pretty much it there. Here is of course my quick rundown. Number 10, the Maori version. The Maori's 17 again film. 9, the Hot Chick. 8, the Cobbler. 7, the Change Up. 6, Freaky. 5, 17 again with Zac Efron. 4, Dirty Going on Dirty. 3, Face Off. 2, Freaky Friday. And number 1 is Big. Now, I could have also gone. I'm not really going to go with Scooby Doo. Like, I know there's a really fun body swap moment in Scooby Doo. Due to the fact that it's just only one scene, I'm not really going to consider it because it's not a full-on scene. Of course, like Fall Like Sun with Dudley Moore's pretty good. The Judge Reinhold one, Vice Versa, is a good one too. Like, we got some other really great ones out there as well. The Jumanji movies technically count as body swaps and stuff. So, anyway, let me let you guys. What are some of your favorite body swap movies of all time? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. This is Timmy.